Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. This is one of the things I'm doing for Mel. This is her bag. And I also have a notion pouch to put the lining and the zip on. But I'm doing this first to get this done out of the way, because I also have one more notions pouch to do for Sophia. So I'll do that one probably at the same time, do the both linings, and because I sew the linings up on my sewing machine, but the rest of it, putting the zip in and then the lining in on top of the zip are all done by hand, because it is rather awkward to do things like that on my sewing machine. So when I made that little phone case the other day, I quite enjoyed that, because I could put the lining in on my sewing machine, the whole thing, because it was all laid out flat. But you can't do that with the notion, but well, you could. I have done it before on the one I made for myself years ago, when very first one I made, but I had an awful lot of trouble doing it on my sewing machine. I found it much easier doing it by hand. So I am just doing a bit of this morning until lunchtime. It's getting a little easier because I have something to hold on to now, you know. But the first few rows of this is terrible. Sometimes when I put the hook in, I try to put my fingers underneath the hook like that to stop it. Otherwise, if I take my fingers away, it falls out. I have such a lot of trouble. But once I get past doing about 3 or 4 rows or 3 or 4 rounds, because I'm just going round in circles, I'm not joining it. But when I get so far up, and if I want to put a band in it, I cut the wool off altogether and start in another place, but make a join on that one so you don't get the step up on where the band is. Took me a little while to work that out, how to do that. And then I realised if I cut the wool off and start somewhere else and make like a join just for the white band, that stops you getting a step in you. Because as you're going round and round and round, if you change colour, when you come to where you change the colour, where you've changed it, where you go all the way around where you change it, you're a step up from the one below, so you have the bit at the bottom and then the next one coming across the top. So I've worked out how to do that without the step. But it's still it is the large hooks that causes the problem with my hands. It's the way I'm trying to hold it in a different way, just trying to hold it and pull it through that way instead of holding it like that and pulling it through. You probably can't tell the difference on the screen, but there is a different way for me to use the hook. Instead of grabbing it tight, I'm taking some of the pressure off, holding the hook a slightly different way. And I've noticed it does seem to help a little bit. You can't notice, but if I just hold the hook like that instead of like that, what I was doing before, that's what seemed to make the pains in my hand and my wrist. So like I say, instead of going like that, I'm now going like that. I'm holding the centre flat part of there's a flat part in the middle of the hook there. I'm just holding that and then pulling it through. And that seems to be a little bit easier. But the thing is, I keep forgetting and I end up doing it the other way, like, because that's the way I've always done it. And it's okay with the thinner hooks. I don't have that trouble with the thinner hooks. And with the larger ones, I tend to get sore in between my finger and my thumb there, because that's where I tend to hold it. And it's quite, the balls of yarn I had are quite snug in there, but I have to give a little bit tug to get them up. But they do fit like that, because that was a 200 gram, the green and blue one. But I managed to get them all into one bag, so while I'm doing that, so it saves them rolling about on the floor. I do have a lot of trouble when I first make these. The first row around here, putting the stitches through the holes, isn't too bad. But about the two, maybe up to the third row, so that's about another 3 rows after that, it is very difficult because of the width of the bag bottom thing. The width of it is, for getting my hand across and holding the hook on the other side, it is quite awkward. But once I get like this, I've got something to hold on to go all the way around when you get a bit more done, which I'm happy about. And so after I've done these in the pouches, I will have another bag this size to do for Angela. And then another lady's contacted me. I've got her name in my book somewhere. I'll have to see where it is, because I get them, I can't remember. I write them down in my book, and then I know Karen. Another lady called Karen wants a yarn ball holder. Her son contacted me for her. And then Janet wants one of those phone cases that I've done for Molly. And then I think if I have any more orders for those things, I think we're going to have to buy one of those punch things for punching the press stud things on, because it's very difficult trying to sew press studs onto something like that and making sure you've got them to match. The one I did for Molly, the cockeyed, the press studs. It took me, I couldn't have had a bit of trouble trying to get them to line them up. But I think if you have one of those like a little gun type thing, you just press them in. And I used to have one like that. I don't know what happened to it. It used to belong to my husband. He used to put those things in belts, you know, where you put the whole thing in the belts and the metal thing around the hole. He used to have one for doing that. I still have the gun thing, but I haven't got any of the things that you put inside it, so I don't know whether the press stud things, and buy them separate, whether they would fit in it. But I'll probably just have a look around and see if I can buy one somewhere. But it all depends on if I get any orders for for those. I may try putting them up to sell on eBay if I do think about it. But anyway, it's my bingo tonight, so I'm just doing what I can until I have to go out. But I have another slideshow for you today. This is slideshow number 10. And this is a lot of things have been sent to me by Lena and by Jan, who you know as Urban Gypsy Crochet. I've got to think of these names. And one or two other things that have been sent in by some of my other subscribers. So please keep on sending them in by email, or if you're on Facebook and you've got my Facebook, send them through Facebook, anything like that, and I can get them off. But if anyone sent me anything in and I haven't seen them on my slideshow, please let me know, because I get hundreds of emails and I do have to sort through them all to find these emails that people send in with the pictures. It does take me quite a while to find all the pictures, and then I do have to go look into the spam folder, because sometimes if people just send a photo in and nothing else, my email, I think it automatically goes into spam because the people who ever do the emails don't know that it's not spam. So so I do have to look in my spam folder as well in case any, which one or two have actually gone into there before. So if you do send a picture, even if you just put on Slideshow, so there'll be some writing on with the photograph, because anything with photographs, just photographs, tend to go straight into my spam folder. They think they're porn. I had a lot of trouble. I had to start a new Gmail because of the porn that I was getting in my 1946 Queenie Gmail. I must have clicked on something without realising it, or even just checking one of these emails, because I wasn't sure whether it was porn or whether it was an accidental one that had went into the spam folder. And I think I may have clicked on something in there that went straight to these people. It was probably been porn, only I didn't know that. And it's probably went straight to that, set red flags up to these people that send them, so they started sending more and more and more. And they were ending up going into my normal folder. And I was having to sort them out through there as well, so I had to make a new Gmail. But because I've just been deleting I do check everything that comes into the spam, and I can tell now whether it's porn or not. I just empty the folder every time I check. And I think they're starting to get the message, because I'm not getting as many porn emails as what I used to before. It seems to be slowing down a lot. So I think anyone can use either of my Gmails now, because I have 2 Gmail accounts now. So anyone can use either of those and I will still get them. And I've split that wool there. I'll have to take that stitch out. This is a lot of strands. The white is a lot of strands that I'm using up this wool, because I didn't know what else to use it for. So I've just put a lot of strands together to make it thick and like chunky. And sometimes I've got to be careful, because when I go through them, I tend to split the strands, and then the stitch won't come up. But anyway, I'm going to show you the slideshow now, so I hope you enjoy it. Little bit music with it as well. I did go onto YouTube's music library. They do have a music library, so there's no copyright or anything on the music, so I can pick little bits of music out of there to add to my slideshow to make it less boring, because this one is nearly 5 minutes long. So that was this slideshow number 10. I hope everyone liked that. And like I said, just keep on sending your photos in to me. The next one will be slideshow 11 when I have enough. I wait until I have at least about 40 photographs. I think there was nearly 50 in that one, before I make the slideshow. But anyway, I'll put that down, crochet down a minute. And I have another thing to post out. That's the 2 little cardigans. That's going out to Patricia. There's 1 cardigan, and it is quite bright in here today. So that's the 1 little cardigan that's going out to you, Patricia. I'll be posting that today with that little cardigan too. So you have the 2 little cardigans. And I finished the blanket, and I'm going to stop this video again because I have made a slight little video to show you what the blanket actually looks like fully out. You can't notice the pink so much on my screen, but it is a lot more pink than what it looks on the screen. Well, there's Sammy, nice and warm there. Blanket's finished. And there's Sammy just having a rest on the blanket. So that's another order of my hands, and this one and the notions pouch will be another one, which won't take me much longer to finish this. But I would probably be finished for the day before long for this one, and then I have the afternoon free to do whatever I want in the afternoon because I'll be doing Derek's tonight, but I'll probably do a little bit of Derek's because I will be out at my bingo tonight. But I'll put that down, I'll show you how far I've got with Derek's. That's how far I've got on the sleeve with Derek's. And you know, this pattern, when I add the extra stitches, I'm increasing on every 8th row. And when I do the increasing on this one, I work the increase into the pattern, so you can't tell where the increase is and where the pattern is. And I was having an awful lot of trouble finding the row that I had increased on, so I wasn't sure how many rows I had done. I ended up having to put a stitch marker in there. That's why I've done the increase, and then I just count 8 rows up on the 8th row from the stitch marker. When I've got 7 rows, I know the next one is the 8th row for the increase. Because that's the way I work my patterns. As you can see, I've been increasing down the side, but you can't see where I've increased because I work it into the pattern. I work the increase as a purl stitch if the stitch is purl, but I make it a knit stitch if it's a knit, so it's well worked in and you can't see where the increase is. If I show you there, if you can see it, you're a better man than me, Gungadin. So anyway, that's how far I've got with Derek's. It'll not be long before I get up to the armholes, but with doing it for Derek is a big lad, so the sleeves is naturally going to be a lot wider, and I've got a lot more stitches than what I would do for myself normally for ladies' cardigans. So the sleeves looking quite big, and it takes quite a while to get across the stitches. But I think I'm going to increase until I have about 96 stitches, I think, for the sleeve. That's what I think I've worked it out at, but I'll have to check my book to make sure. So anyway, that's my little bit for today. So have a thumbs up and subscribe, and wish me luck at my bingo tonight. So thank you and bye for now.